Have you guys heard about peptides? Now, that is one of the most talked about topics out there in the health and wellness space. Today, we're going to dive into 5 of the most common ones, whether they're good, whether they're bad, should you be taking them, and my 2 cents on it. So let's get started. BPC-157, which stands for Body Protection Compound, is one of the most widely used peptides for recovery. So it is a very used peptide to allow your body to heal its gut, like if you have leaky gut or irritable bowel disease or ulcers. It is good in doing that, but it is also good in angiogenesis, which is how your body creates new cells, therefore helps speed up your recovery process. It is a systemic anti-inflammatory, so it helps to reduce inflammation throughout your body, and because of that, it helps your healing process feel quicker and recover faster. So is this good? Yes, it's a good thing, but is it regulated? No. How much you should be taking? You gotta really be confident in who you are getting this from, whether it's a regulated company or like a black market, just something you bought on Amazon, probably not going to be the right place to do it. But in doing so, you really want to find what's your right dosage. You want to be doing injections if you need it for muscle repair, or ingestion and oral if you're going to be doing for your stomach repair. So it's kind of one, goes along with both of those. It's one of the most common ones, BPC, Body Protection Compound, is the name of it. So that's one to think about and see how it works for you. The second one on the list is TB500. So thymosin beta 4 is the protein that is being used here for the TB500. And what this does is it regulates your actin. So actin is part of how your body breaks down muscles and builds it back up again. So when you work out, your body actually rips your muscles, called the actin-myosin chain, and when it grows back, creates scar tissue to get bigger and bigger. So the stronger that is, the more you're able to lift weights, have a bigger size, and that kind of stuff, is because of the scar tissue you built up by tearing down your muscles and then let them repair. Tearing them down, let them repair. You just build up natural strength that way. So what this does is help speeds up your process, helps eliminate any soreness, and stimulates new blood vessel growth at the cellular level, kind of like BP-157, but just using a different pathway, and then helps with anti-inflammatory properties at the cellular level as well. So you can take this with the BP-157. Usually BP is more for the gut and the TB500 is more for the muscles, but both of those together are a good healing path to allow your body to feel better and recover quicker from any injury, any trauma, any gut health, or from working out and you need to get back into it if you're competitive. So those 2 peptides are your healing ones, and we're going to go on to the next one, which is Ipamorelin. So the next ones on the list is your Ipamorelin and your CJC1295 or 1295. Now, these are always going to be together because they are going to be growth hormone peptides to increase the growth hormone that your body naturally produces. And you would want this to happen if you're trying to increase your lean muscle size, if you want to accelerate fat loss, especially visceral fat around your organs and your belly, if you want to have improved sleep and a faster recovery during your workouts and stuff like that. So that is all the good stuff. The bad stuff with these is you are going to have water retention. You're going to have increased cortisol, which is your stress hormone, and put you into a fight or flight response. So you are going to be very anxious a lot. You're going to have potential insulin resistance, which is going to lead to diabetes if you're on this for a prolonged use of time. And then it could accelerate your existing growth of any cancers that your body has. So you definitely want to be cautious when doing this. Again, being very monitored by a doctor to be making sure you're getting the right dosage. But these, do have the qualities of fat loss and muscle gain, but they also have the qualities of stimulating cancers that you might not know that your body has already. So something to be considered, something to think about. But on paper they sound great, like, oh, I'm going to get bigger and burn fat. Awesome. Downside, you could die of cancer. So think about it and look at it, but that is the next one on the list. So this one you guys have all heard of, and that is your semaglutide or your GLP-1. That is what all your Wegovy, your Ozempic, your Zepbound, your weight loss injections are right now, is a GLP-1, which is a glucagon-like peptide, is what GLP stands for. And so what that means is it helps with the production of glucagon maintenance, so your body doesn't spike blood sugars, therefore you help cut back on diabetes. It slows down your digestion so that when you eat, you're fuller faster because you're not being able to digest as quickly, so you're not eating as many meals, so therefore you're going to lose weight, usually 15 to 25% of your body weight. But the negatives of it is you're also going to be losing muscle with that weight. So it is essential that you work out and do resistance training when on any GLP-1s, because what also is your muscles, your heart, your tongue, your lungs, your diaphragm, things that you need to survive, breathe, and just live. So you want to be exercising with taking GLP-1. It can cause pancreatitis, which is inflammation of your pancreas, and that would just be because your body is, changing how your digestion is going through. And then to weight regain, if you get off of this, they still don't know enough about it to know what that looks like. So doctors are just telling you stay on it the rest of your life. But then with that muscle loss, you have to think, is that going to be healthy or not? So yes, these drugs do work. Yes, you do lose weight on them, but that weight is also going to be from muscle, and you want to think, is that going to stop my heart? Is that going to stop my lungs? I'm going to not be able to breathe anymore. Things along those lines are a serious thing if you're not counteracting the weight loss with muscle resistance training workouts to help offset and keep those muscles strong for you. And the last one on the list for today is going to be your Epitalon, and this one is one of the longevity peptides that are out there. So this one is going to be addressing different things like regulating your melatonin production so you're getting better sleep, modulating your cortisol and stress hormone release so that way your body isn't always in a fight or flight response, antioxidant effects to help reduce oxidative stress and help limit the chances of cancer. Things along those lines, you're going to have an improved immune function, you're going to have energy and mood is going to be enhanced because of your cortisol and your sleep, and then your telomere lengthening, which is the aging mechanism for anything in your body, is going to be controlled by this to help give you, aging at a slower process so you feel better longer throughout your life. So the downsides to this is most research is in Russian, so it's not widely known what helps or doesn't help in this. Not a lot of long-term study to see, what the true benefits are or if there's anything to be nervous about. And then, telomerase, which is, the anti-aging, is also going to support cancer cell survival. So if that is another thing you have to look into and make sure your body is not prone to any cancers or have any cancer cells in it at the moment. So you want to, understand this before trying to take it, but it is very popular out there. It is, one of the longevity peptides to be taking. It's just we don't know enough about it. So the bottom line is peptides are there. You can get them. You want to make sure that you're sourcing them from a legitimate source, a reputable company, hopefully monitored by a doctor, and know that the risks are there with it. There isn't a lot of long-term data to know how good or bad this is. There's a lot of pyramid schemes out there of people like, I take peptides, look how great I feel. But they're just promoting it because they want to make money off of you. They're not actually there to help you. Most of these need to be injected, so you're going to be getting, comfortable with needles and being able to inject it into yourself and make sure you get the right dosage. You don't want any oxygen in those needles because then you can have an embolism. So there's definitely risks to be had when doing any sort of peptide, any sort of injection. And the biggest thing is there's nothing being regulated on it, so you got to do your due diligence on the research, and there's nothing, because we don't have it, any data to be knowing what this does long term. I mean, back in the day, cigarettes were fine, and now we know it leads to lung cancer and atherosclerosis and everything else that, you know, comes with cigarettes. We, you know, have lots of things that seem easy, and, you know, social media. Now social media is an addiction and people can't get off their phones and having brain rot and all this kind of stuff. We thought vaping was better than just putting cadmium and nickel inside your lungs and getting popcorn lungs. So something to try. Everyone does, you know, whatever you need for your body at your own risk. There are certain benefits to them. I would try anything and definitely keep it on a short term versus a long term, and then weigh the consequences from each one to see if it's good or not. But peptides are out there, so I wanted to give my 2 cents. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.